Hi, welcome to our program. Our program is entitled Lennox World, Lennox Mint 17.3. Today's date is April 19, 2016. I'm your host, the Internet Guy. Our guest is Stefan Sindoni. The topic we'll be discussing is Lennox Mint 17.3 Rosa. Stefan will be sharing little-known information about this new, user-friendly, internet-secure operating system that is free. I'd like to thank you, Stefan, for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
I'd like to begin our program by asking you what you've been doing lately. I have not seen you posting any new videos to YouTube and any other of your sites.
Well, I've had a great deal of challenges with my internet, so much so that I have had to disable the Wi-Fi connection completely. I also had to go online using only an Ethernet connection with a dedicated firewall.
How has that been working out for you, Stefan?
Actually, it's working out rather well. Since I switched from using Apple's MacBook Pro operating system to surf the internet and switched over to Lennox, everything is doing great. Let me just say, I love Apple and its products. They have by far the best technical support in the world. But with that being said, I cannot trust my internet security using this operating system. I personally have experienced a great deal of problems. Therefore, if I were to use it to go on the internet, it would be as a standard user without administrative privileges. In that way, should there be a problem, it would be isolated to only the standard user account and not the administrator account.
Very interesting. Would there ever be a time where you would consider using the administrator account on the Apple computer over the internet?
Yes, but it would only be to do security updates or to purchase software from the App Store.
Have you ever used iCloud for your email?
Initially I did, but after having my password hacked on several occasions, I realized that their service was not very secure. 41 million iCloud users were hacked last year, and I was one of them, as I mentioned, not once, but several times.
You know, now that you mentioned it, I do recall hearing that on the evening news. What about Apple's handheld devices? The iPhone, the iPod, or the iPad?
Initially I tried using them, but quickly discovered that having Wi-Fi was like having Spy-Fi. Within a matter of days, my devices were hacked into, and my personal information had also been hacked. So, I don't use Wi-Fi anymore. It's not safe.
Your answer has me a little confused. Why are we being encouraged to use devices if Wi-Fi is really Spy-Fi?
The best answer I can give you that comes to mind is that the NSA was asked if Wi-Fi was safe, and they told everyone in one of their computer-related newsletters not to use it at all. It was not safe at all.
Really? But I'm seeing cities making Wi-Fi available everywhere to people to be able to access the internet. Do you have any other information to back up your statement?
Yes, absolutely. The NYPD, New York Police Department, is going to collect all the data received at each Wi-Fi hotspot in the city. Anyone who uses a New York City hotspot will be subject to the possibility that anything they say can be used in a court of law against them. And not only will the NYPD be going through your emails, but Homeland Security will be going through them as well.
So does that mean you don't use Apple computers anymore?
No, I still use Apple's MacBook Pro offline. I use their video editing software to create movies. I use Final Cut Pro and iMovie for YouTube.
Do you go online to purchase items from the App Store?
On occasion, but not very often. And if I do have to go online to make a purchase, I use a prepaid gift card.
What about Apple security updates?
I probably only update my computer once a year. My motto is simple. If it isn't broken, there isn't a need to fix it.
I do fully understand we need to be careful when we surf the internet. Well, What about Microsoft Windows? What is your opinion about Windows-based operating systems?
I'll begin with this statement. I don't do Windows. Having said that, I'll begin by telling you why. Microsoft Windows is not very secure. You can easily get a virus or malware that will affect your computer. The operating system is a hacker's delight. Your personal information is at risk. Identity theft is at an all-time high. Microsoft is not very secure. The only fairly reliable operating system is Windows 7. But should you need to go online, serve only as a standard account user.
So it sounds like you have abandoned the conventional operating systems and now use the Linux operating system exclusively. Would that be correct?
Yes, I am a Lennox user. I have made the switch, and I am so glad that I did.
Well, Stefan, I've been using Windows for over 20 years. What would you say to convince me and the listeners that I should switch from Microsoft Windows to a Linux-based operating system?
Well, I will begin by comparing Linux to Microsoft Windows. For starters, Linux is a free operating system. Microsoft Windows is not. There is no licensing fee for software. Microsoft charges for software. Linux can be downloaded onto multiple machines. With Microsoft, you must purchase additional licenses for each additional computer. Linux is easy to install. It can be used on desktop PCs. It can be used on server platforms. Linux allows you to see codes. Linux allows you to change code. IBM has enabled Linux on their entire line of product. The NASA space program relies on Linux. All of the U.S. Navy submarines rely on Linux. All of the world's supercomputers run on Linux. Millions of people have used Linux in their homes and businesses for well over 20 years. And lastly, Linux has only had 8 to 10 viruses in the last 10 years.
Well, you sure have convinced me. That's a long list of positive statements about Linux. So what do I have to do to get started? I'm not very technical, and probably many of the listeners are not computer savvy either.
Here's my story. I think keeping it simple will make it easier for everyone listening to follow along. The first thing I did was go on eBay and purchase a used 15-inch Microsoft Windows laptop. I was able to purchase one for around $200 to $250. Some of you listening might have an older computer sitting in your closet. The second thing I recommend you doing is to go online to the website osdisc.com. Once there, you can purchase the Lennox Mint 17.3 Rosa version on either a live DVD, provided your computer has a DVD tray in it. The live DVD will cost about $6 plus shipping. Or if your computer doesn't have a DVD player tray, purchase the USB flash drive stick for approximately $20 with shipping to use it to install the Lennox Mint 17.3 Rosa operating system.
That sounds fairly simple. I can do that, and I'm sure everyone listening can do that. So what do we do next?
While you're waiting for the Lennox Mint 17.3 Rosa operating system to arrive, you can go to my website at youtube.com/StefansWorldTV and watch the video entitled Lennox Mint 17.3 Rosa tutorial. The instructional video is approximately 50 minutes in length and will give you all of the basics beginners need that will help you to learn the Lennox Mint 17.3 Rosa operating system.
Yes, I've been to Stefan's World TV on YouTube and have watched the tutorial, and it's really easy to follow.
The tutorial is in layman's language, and it won't take very long for any of the listeners to learn it.
Well, I'm going to order my live DVD from osdisc.com today. Once I receive the live DVD, will it be difficult to install?
No, I've made that easy for you. On the Stefan's World TV YouTube site, there are playlists where you'll find installation videos to help you with the install. And you can also go to Lennox to see videos from Lennox that'll make the installation easy. When in doubt, you can simply do a Google search for steps to installing a live DVD or USB drive onto your computer. It's as easy as that. If you need help, just go to linuxmint.com for answers. And for those of you who want to get started right away, here are the basic steps. Just get out your pencil or pen ready, and I am going to share that with you now. Once you receive the Lennox Live DVD Lennox Mint 17.3 disc, or if you choose to install it with a USB flash drive stick, you'll do the following for a Windows operating system installation. Step 1. Turn on your computer. Step 2. Place the live DVD disc into the tray or place the USB flash drive into the USB connection on your computer. Step 3. Turn off the computer. Step 4 is a little tricky. Restart the computer and look at the bottom of your screen. You'll see a command. It's usually a function key. Example, escape, delete, F2, F9, F10, F12. As soon as you see the key, write down the key and turn off the computer. Step 5, restart the computer and at the same time, hold down the correct function key that you have just written down. Step 6, you'll then navigate the BIOS, which stands for Bypass Input Operating System, and then you'll change the boot order, example, DVD tray or USB. Step 7, then hit F10 to save. The computer will now reboot to the Lennox Mint 17.3 Rosa operating system. Step 9, I recommend trying out the system first, and when you are ready, then you can install the software. If you decide you want to jump in with both feet, just do the installation, and that's all you have to do. I recommend being hardwired with the Ethernet connection while doing the installation and allowing the Lennox Mint 17.3 Rosa to also do the updates at the same time. Once the install is over, your computer will restart itself. Upon restarting, turn off the computer and also disconnect the Ethernet cable. I will give you some internet security tips. Turn on the computer, go to the menu icon on the lower left panel, click on it. Near the top of the screen, you'll see a search box. Type in Bluetooth. It should open in the next panel. Using the mouse, right-click on Bluetooth. A drop-down menu will appear. Select Uninstall. You'll be given a second command. It'll take a couple of seconds, but it will uninstall. You can follow the same process to uninstall file sharing, desktop sharing, or Remina, remote desktop access. Now would be a good time to go to the lower panel on the menu and you'll see a photo icon. Click on it. A drop-down menu will appear. Select System Settings. Here you can select Users and Groups. Once there, being signed in as your administrator user, you'll be able to add a standard user with a secure password and use this account to surf the internet. Your computer will only have limited privileges, but that will keep you safe and secure. Here in the system settings, you can also go to network connections and turn off your Wi-Fi settings. And now we're ready to go onto the internet. Plug in your Ethernet connection and click on the Firefox web browser. It is on the menu panel or on the lower toolbar to surf the internet. Once you've got the Firefox web browser up and running, you can go to add-ons and install add-ons such as YouTube Downloader, which will put a button on your home page there. And also you can get Firefox Hello, which will allow you to use your camcorder on your machine to talk to other people computer to computer like FaceTime or like Skype. And lastly, I strongly recommend that you do a search in the menu panel for the software manager. You'll have to enter your administration password and not the standard user password that you just finished creating. Then type in the GUFW firewall for your firewall protection. And if you want the Microsoft fonts, download the MS Core fonts and you're good to go. Then sign out of your administrator account, take out your Ethernet connection, sign back in as the user that you created, the standard user account, and then you can plug in your Ethernet connection and begin surfing the internet securely. The administrator account should only be used sparingly for software updates or if you want to access the software manager in order to install new applications. There are over 70,000 applications you can choose from, and they're all free.
I'd like to thank you, Stefan, for showing us this valuable and helpful information about Lennox Mint 17.3 Rosa operating system.
You are quite welcome. It has been my pleasure.
Well, that's our show for today. Check out Stefan's website at youtube.com/STEPHENSWORLDTV or Stefan's other website at sindoniproductions.com. That's SINDONIPRODUCTIONS.com. This is the Internet Guy, signing off.